We take you live now to Nathan Phillips Square, where Toronto mayoral candidate Anthony Furey is making a campaign announcement.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's listen in live.
Joining me here today. Bit of a chilly day in Toronto right now. You know, we got May 24 coming up, and we thought we'd have very warm weather, but no, a little chilly this morning. You know, it's been a great privilege to run for mayor and go around and talk to people from all walks of life all across this city. But whatever the conversation that we had planned, whatever issue we were meeting down to talk about, invariably the conversation always turns to safety on public transit. And right now, pretty much everyone, all walks of life, all backgrounds across the city, they're all saying the same thing, that they don't feel as safe on public transit as they used to, that their 13-year-old, they used to let their son or daughter take public transit themselves, not anymore. They're not doing it. Instead, they drive them places. They just don't want them on public transit alone. And this is an awful situation to be in. It's just not right. And we have to act now with some strong changes. You know, not only is public transit feeling less safe, it's dirty. Let's be honest, it doesn't smell very good. And we are allowing so many minor infractions to take place on our public transit that is just generally eroding standards. And you know what they say, if you allow minor infractions to continue unchecked, well, that just paves the way for major infractions to more likely happen later on. Now, earlier on in the week, I announced that as Mayor of Toronto, I, Anthony Furey, will be investing in our police force to hire 500 more uniformed police officers. All that would actually do, though, believe it or not, is just bring us back to the numbers we were at a decade ago. We have a classic example of cause and effect, fewer officers in our neighborhoods, in our communities, on public transit, and now we're seeing more public safety challenges. Now, these officers that I'm going to be hiring, they will have a visible presence in our communities and on public transit. But that's not all when it comes to investing in public safety on transit. So I'm here to announce today that I, Anthony Furey, as Mayor of Toronto, I'm going to do a lot more when it comes to safety on public transit, which includes making TTC constables and the Toronto Police Service work together a whole lot more and have a much more direct relationship. Because right now, TTC upper management, they are actually doing a lot of the engaged in telling special constables how they should do their jobs. But I think we need to port that back to Toronto Police Services more. And that's what people on the ground say they want to see happen. Now, I've been speaking with various special constables, their associations, a lot of people in the conversation, and we also have to change the way that special constables are able to do their jobs. There's currently conversations about whether or not they should have tasers, and I fully support the ability for special constables to have tasers and to advocate with the province that they are given tasers so they can both protect the public and that they can protect themselves when the situation gets difficult. Also, we need to make sure that police radios work all across public transit. Right now, believe it or not, their radios don't work all across. And we've got to be all hands on deck and making sure that those radios work so that if something goes down with an officer at one station or one part of a platform, they can communicate, they can get backup, they can be a part of the system there. It's so important. Another thing that people would be surprised to learn, I was surprised to learn it, that special constables currently don't have the right to turn on their flashing lights and sirens and go through a red light when they are responding to an emergency situation when one of their colleagues needs help, and that's about changing some provisions with the province. I will be their advocates to make sure that can happen. We have a situation on our transit. People are not feeling safe. It's contributing to ridership being down, revenues being down. It's not a good sign for tourism. The hotel associations tell me they're getting feedback from tourists about our public transit, and it is not positive. So we have to act now when it comes to bringing public safety back to the system. So people now say, I am letting my teenagers take public transit again. I'm not worried that they are going to be the victims of another attack. These concerns are very real. And when we see these awful scenes happening in Vancouver, Seattle, San Francisco, cities that are really tragically facing some decline, we have to make sure Toronto doesn't go one step further in that direction, which is why my pledge to the folks of this great city, as Mayor, I, Anthony Furey, will make sure public transit safety is key. I'm happy to take any questions that you may have for me today. If you want to learn more, you can go to www.furey.ca. That's Furey.ca. Thank you so much and have a great day.